Commodity Exchange happens to be India's largest commodity exchange presently. In the commodity space, we have several other exchanges. Earlier in India, we had smaller exchanges across the country. But now with digitization, the larger exchanges have taken over. With around 96% market share, this happens to be the largest. And this exchange has large number of products, which includes both futures and options on industry. And now they have launched index-related products also. We have been engaging with Multi-Commodity Exchange right from the beginning of the session when we had the chairman of Multi-Commodity Exchange, Mr. Harsh Kumar Bhanwala, gracing the occasion for the inaugural of the programs. At that time, I had mentioned with him the idea of having a wider engagement with the exchange. And the wider level of engagement with the exchange would include that we'll be able to do some projects with the exchange, we'll be able to organize some events with the exchange, we'll be able to do some higher intellectual level activities which largely could point towards policy related issues in commodity spaces. So I have with me here Mr. Sanjay Gakhar, who is the Vice President of Multi-Commodity Exchange of India Limited, Mr. Jay Gopal Goel from Multi-Commodity Exchange, my colleagues, the Dean, Professor Dayanand Pandey, the Executive Dean, Professor Hemant Manoj. We have gathered here now to take a step forward in our relationship with the exchange. This MOU is a wide MOU which does not have right now any commercial terms, except that we are also initiating the idea of launching faculty development programs as well as management development programs in the commodity space. As you're aware, large number of manufacturing organizations are exposed towards price risk in commodities. These are aluminium, if you look at the commodities which they trade most are metal and energy. So whether it's crude oil, whether it's natural gas, whether it is aluminium, copper, zinc, all of them are major industrial cost as well as major industrial components for the companies. So as we go through this idea, we will be looking at some of the basic things which we can do with them. One is, of course, the students working for them. We already had an event last week where we met the research team of the exchange and we discussed as to how our students can involve with them and do some base research with the exchange. So with this word, I now invite Professor Dayanand Pandey to formally open this ceremony and take the MOU signing part of it forward.
Thank you, Professor Alok. Thank you very much. Good morning, everyone. Good morning, students, my dear faculty members. Mr. Sanjay Gakhar from MCX, Sri Jay Gopal from MCX. I think the initiation of meeting with MCX started with Dr. Alok Pandey joined GSBF. Okay. And since he is the chairman of Index Committee of MCX, and MCX being the largest exchange in India, it was imperative for us as a School of Banking and Finance to collaborate with them. And I'm extremely thankful to Professor Alok Pandey that he started the process of a discussion with MCX team to bring them with us and provide all the support to the faculty and students. Needless to say that commodities and derivatives on commodities is an important aspect of a study for students and the faculty in the area of finance and banking. So formally, on behalf of the GSBF faculty and JGU team and the students community of GSBF, we welcome Mr. Sanjay Gakhar, who is the Vice President of MCX Exchange, and Mr. Jay Gopal. I'm quite confident that this MOU will lead to students benefit more because, the idea of any MOU with industry is primarily to help the students. And being at a master's level and pursuing a very intense MSc program for 1 year, in which you have got very intense modules. I mean, when I say intense, I always feel that we all sympathize with you. Because you complete in 7 weeks a lot of courses which people complete in just full semester. So that's very commendable that these students who are doing MSc program with us, 1-year program, we have got a module-wise structure, and each module is almost 2 months, 7 weeks truly. And every module has got papers, which are very, very difficult papers to begin with. We call them core papers, but even the core paper is got very intense. So I must congratulate you and compliment you that being the first batch of 1-year MSc program, till now you have been maintaining your cool and you are in module 2, right? So when I meet my professors, they always tell me that the kind of courses they are teaching, because they are PhDs, you know, they've got a lot of experience from industry, from academia to teach those courses. But all of you have come from different backgrounds. But the best part is that some of you have come from economics background and commerce background and maths background, which actually helps you to swim through or to go through these courses, you know, easily. But then people who come from a different background other than commerce, economics and maths must be finding very difficult. But we are here to support you. But then any program in a School of Banking and Finance is incomplete unless you develop the art and science of collaborating with industry. Because that is where you have to work, that is where your expertise and your strength will come forward to. So this is an initiative done by Dr. Alok Pandey to collaborate with MCX, and today the formal ceremony will take place. And then the doors will open for not just for summer internship. Don't look at any industry just only for 2 angles. They will provide summer internship, will provide me a job. Start with the thinking that they will provide you an opportunity for a research, doing some great work, which you have completed courses in module 1 and 2, and you will get a chance to apply those courses knowledge into research part. So first is that look at these collaborations from that angle, that I will get a chance to learn a lot of things through research, through projects, and obviously through summer internship or winter internship. And then if you are good enough, if they find you good enough, obviously any company would like to hire the best of the talent. So with these words, again I would like to welcome Mr. Sanjay and Mr. Jayagopal, and I would like to thank all my faculty colleagues. I think this MOU will also open the doors for our faculty colleagues to do a lot of projects and research with the industry. And I'm hopeful that Professor Alok Pandey will bring more such collaborations in future for the school to benefit all of us. Thank you, and now it's over to Mr. Sanjay Jakar for a few words, and then we'll sign the MOU.
Let me first introduce Mr. Gakar. He is the Vice President and Regional Head for the Business Development at MCX office in Delhi. He has experience of around 3 decades in commodity markets. His areas of knowledge cover the gamut of physical and derivative side of commodities markets, including supply chain management and risk management. Prior to joining MCX, he has worked with NAFED, a national level cooperative marketing organization for agricultural produce. At NAFED, he was involved in large-scale procurement of foreign trade operations for agricultural commodities. He's also worked with Britannia Industries Limited for a year in their bread manufacturing unit. So he's a BTech in agriculture engineering and MBA from IRMA Anand 1992-94 batch. A few words from Mr. Gakar.
So, yeah, I'll not take much time. Thank you, Professor Dayanand Pandey, one of my favorite professors, Professor Alok Pandey. We have been working together in his previous stints also, and it has been a learning experience. We are from the industry, and you know, to kind of club the industry and research part is a tremendous job which he has been doing. And the rigor which you are going through in terms of learning about the financial markets, risk, the history of risk is pretty old. The basic definition is something which can go wrong is risk. And from there we came to 1973 where the famous option pricing model evolved. The same model we are using, one of the variants of that model we are using for option pricing of commodity futures. So it is a very interesting industry. Some of the people from my generation came to this by chance. So I learned about the concept of risk management in my previous organization also. So there are two types of organizations. One which makes money by taking risk. If you're trading commodities, like NAFED used to trade commodities, buy low, sell high. That is the basic model of NAFED, apart from giving services to Government of India. So buy low, sell high, you are basically speculating. But if you are a manufacturing company, you have similar two legs of transaction. You buy something, add value to it and sell it. And if you are not able to kind of fix those margins, your performance as a company, it depends on how you are able to manage that risk. And so recently, few years back, SEBI made it mandatory for companies, listed companies, to disclose whether they are adopting the risk management tools for their commodity price risk or not. So this discipline has evolved a lot. I have been part of MCX since 2005. We started in November or December 2003. So in that sense, I have been through the ups and downs of MCX and still learning about the market. So when options were introduced, any person in my organization did not know about the options as an instrument to trade and how to value those options. So we have gone through personally through a lot of literature. It is good that you are doing this. You are studying about the markets. We are at 3.5 trillion. We are targeting 40 trillion. So every industry would open up, lots of opportunities, and you should make the maximum out of it. So I'm happy that we are doing this. Idea is to share knowledge from the industry side to the academics, and for the students to make the most of it in terms of learning, in terms of employability, in terms of exposing themselves to the variety of risks the organizations take, and how they can be part of the scheme of things to manage those risks. So glad to be here, and thank you very much.
To take things forward, let's have the MOUs. Jagopal sir, have you kept the MOUs here? So let's get it signed and let's exchange it.
Yeah. So, एक कॉपी आपके पास होएगा. जयगोपाल दूसरा कॉपी का. Last.
So I request my faculty colleagues also to come forward while the MOUs are exchanged. Samiti.
You are the architect. Yeah.
Sonali is one of the oldest.
बाकी colleagues भी आ जाएं सामने से भी.
आप आइए, Mr. Jayagopal, please come.
So commodities. Yeah. So commodities as an asset class have developed in India recently, but it's a very old idea. India is a country of traders, and we had trading of commodities long back. We had put a ban on commodities and futures and options way back in 1956. We brought the ban was removed, and now the exchange started functioning. Several indices, in fact, several exchanges. NCDX is another major agricultural exchange. MCX largely trades in metal and energy. So what we hope is that as we go through it, we'll be able to open ourselves, both my faculty colleagues and our students, towards the idea of commodities and as asset class as an asset which can be used for diversification. As as a policy measure, you can really do a lot of work related to energy prices, how risk can be managed for smaller and larger organizations who are energy intensive. So we have, now I request Professor Hemant Manoj to deliver the vote of thanks. Post that, we'll have a lecture for the students by Mr. Gakhar. Yeah. So Professor Hemant Manoj, Executive Dean of the school. Just press it once. Center.
Thank you. So this is a wonderful occasion to have you here, Mr. Gakhar, and with all our colleagues over here, led by Dr. Dayanand Pandey, Dr. Alok Pandey. It is an important occasion for many reasons for us. One reason is, of course, that we are, as a country itself, right, we are at the cusp of, actually, I guess, I don't know where exactly we are, but we are close to the cusp of moving onto a truly globalized economy. And in that sense, because once you are number 5 in the globe, in the world, then you cannot afford to not matter. Whether you like it or not, you matter to the world. And so in that context, referring to what Professor Alok Pandey mentioned, and what you mentioned very interestingly in the early days of the introduction of derivatives, we could afford to not understand what is derivatives. We could afford to not understand what are the properties of commodities, which behave differently from many financial assets. But in today's world, considering these things, this is very important for our students, and I would say as much so for our faculty members, all of us, to understand, learn, forget some of the old things, and relearn some of the new things. So I am, on behalf of the school, I am very grateful to MCX, led by you in this occasion, to allow us the opportunity to interact, and hopefully we will get lots of rich opportunities to interact in many formats. So thank you for taking out time, first of all, and being with us. And I look forward to a very, very fruitful and mutually beneficial partnership for both of us. Thank you once again.
So, with this, we come to an end of this ceremony. What we can do is we can have some snacks with the guests here, and after that, we can have 1.5 hour lecture. The YouTube broadcast can be stopped for a time, for 5 minutes, 10 minutes रोक दीजिए. उसके बाद आप lecture को cover कर सकते हैं.
There is a small token of gift for the guests.
Yeah.
Please. Okay.
नहीं, again, roll करिए.
Let it
So,
continue. Let it continue.
I'm extremely sorry. My apologies. We have a practice here that we have shawls with your name carved on it, which are specially prepared. So we have one for you as the person who is signing this. So I request our dean to please hand over the same. This is your name with the colors of 12 schools on it. So these are 12 school colors here.
I think we'll wait for 2 minutes because Soil has to come back. Everything has to be picturized,
So, with due apologies, we believe less in commodities, more in specifics.
It's a good.
ये जो कलर्स है ना, ये सारे schools हैं. 12 schools.
आप भी थे ना मैम उसमें Zoom discussion.
We had Soumyadeep. Nishika, Siddharth. Siddharth was there that day. Yeah. So the idea was that they should get a feel of it. Swamindeep has he's been running the program. We can just work it out.
Solili is also one of the oldest founder of MOU since I think 2010 से nine मेरे से पहले हाँ. So when I came in 2011 he was there.
The second time.
The flag. Flag foundation.
Right, so we break for 10 minutes for snacks and then the students reassemble here. If faculty colleagues wish to stay here, fine.
So in the meantime, I think let the faculty colleagues introduce themselves to the members. One by one can be introduced, starting with Soumyadeep first. Mohit, snacks up right.
I think Mr. Gakar, you already know me, so I'm an economist. I also teach other courses in statistics, softwares, and I've worked in